Video games always have this kind of boss battle mentality where you fight the goons, you save the princess, you fight the final boss, you level up. In the same way, video games are the boss battle. Now I'm going to explain exactly what I mean. Video games might seem like the answer. They might seem like the only place you can be safe or be heard or be confident. And for that, yeah, it's true. Like, when the rest of your life sucks, they are a small part of your life that can be there and to keep you going. There are some benefits to doing video games, many of which include the social aspect that's tied to it. If you can't talk to people in real life, you can talk to them online, and it's far easier to talk to someone online because, let's face it, you don't have to say something to their face. They're not going to hit you because of it. You could say it with no repercussions. You're maskless, or you're wearing a mask. In the same way, you're wearing a mask. No one can see what you're saying or who's saying it. You're kind of free in that way. It's different. Although I'm not here to talk about the good things about video gaming. Here, talk about the dark side, the bad side, the reason why it's a boss battle. We all know video games are a bad thing to be doing. We all know that they literally are a pastime. And then if we really think about that more deeply, why is it that we want a pastime? Some people, maybe not you, for some of you, video games are an element of your life you only exercise in order to pass the rest of your time. Pastime doesn't sound so bad on the surface, but when you look more deeply at it, what is it that you're trying to do? You're literally trying to get rid of your free time. You want an excuse not to do anything productive with that time. You want to get rid of it as quickly as possible. Look, we only get one life. Why is it that we're trying to pass the time until we die? I think that's just very sad. Like, there's a lot of better things that we could be doing, like things to enjoy, places to go, things to do. Like, a lot of things are people on bucket lists that never get done. What's that? Because you played COD and you got to the next level. Like, congrats, really good job. You didn't achieve anything. These sort of video games really suck the life out of us in a really physical way. How many times have you been going to do something that you've been planning to do, which is important to your life, only to kind of wimp out of it and not really achieve what you wanted to do just because you wanted to play video games, because you wanted to do something that was easier, because you wanted to do something that was right there, right then, scratches that itch in the back of your head, but it doesn't really lead to any kind of further progress, because what kind of person are you going to be if you can't achieve the things that you set out to do and you told yourself you would do? Treat yourself with some respect, achieve the things you want to achieve, otherwise you'll be left with regret. I'm not here to just bash on video games. I love video games and I always have. I've really enjoyed playing them throughout my life. The thing we have to realise is, are video games fun? They're not. You look at yourself when you're playing video games and you think about how much fun you're actually having. It's what, a spare second when you get a kill that you didn't think you were going to get? It's that crazy moment that you all laughed at, all your friends. It was fun to talk with your friends. You can be friends with them outside of the game. These moments are few and far between. You shouldn't rely on them for any kind of fun. There's a lot more enjoyable things you could be doing with your time, more satisfying things you could do with your time. And that's the key word, satisfying. Video games are satisfying. They scratch that itch in the back of your head, that kind of get away from my life sort of itch. And don't tell me you haven't felt that before. If you really are playing video games for a pastime, then how good for your life can your life really be if you're trying to get away from it? Like, think about it. If you're playing video games and you want to get time to play on them, not in your life sucks. I'm sorry. But it doesn't all have to be bad news. There's a lot of really good ways in which to really enrich your life and try to improve it so that you won't need these sort of things. Like I said just there's plenty of people inside of the game that you will have a good relationship with. which is why it can be so difficult to break away from video games. What can we do about this? We have to realise what is the friends there for. Are they there for you? Are they there for the game? If they're there for you, then you would quite happily have a good relationship with them outside of this game. If they're not in real life friends, it can be very difficult to transfer that into real life. Leaving the metaverse, all that kind of bullshit. If they are just online friends, you have to basically distance yourself from them. But that's not easy. It can be a lonely world if you're trying to get out of video games. It's not easy. This is an addiction, and it's one of the really strong ones, especially for guys, where that kind of feeds off that kind of need for progress that's innate into the human brain. We don't want to leave our friends online until we have new friends offline, right? Because what happens when you will leave your friends that are online without friends that are offline in real life is you'll become lonely, and then you will find yourself gravitating back to the video games because you need someone to talk to. You need friendship. Everyone does. And people who say that they don't are just not really living their life. So what should you do? You should try and break into new social circles, meet new people, start new conversations, get involved in life. Don't be the person sitting on the sidewalk, sitting on the sideline while everyone else is living their life. You have to talk to people. You have to engage in conversation. You have to find common trends, join new clubs, join new activities that you enjoy. You'll find people just the same as with video gaming that have similar interests to you, and you can have friends with them in real life, which are way more valuable. For example, people that are friends with you on video games will not transfer on to different things because they live across the world. But if you have friends in real life, you could reasonably expect this chess club to come to your book club. Like, they're transferable, more so than online friends, and that's what you need to realise. They're more valuable. I'm beginning to realise that all the times when I've been the least productive in my life with anything that meant anything to me were when I was seriously involved with video games. I think there's something to take away from that. The worst times in my life, the times that I felt the worst, was when I was playing video games. It's the time when I had the most closeness to my online friends, but it wasn't fulfilling. Real life is fulfilling. What's the takeaways from this? I, myself, have played video games for around 8 to 10 years. And during that time, the most fulfilling time in my life was when I did not have a console. Take that into your head. Seriously, think about it. When it is that you come to this realization, you'll be left with this decision to make on whether you want to continue or not with video games. I've been over the benefits and the downsides of playing video games. I've been playing video games for between 8 to 10 years myself, and I'm trying to slowly whittle down the amount of time that I play. And I'm not here to tell you to stop playing video games, although it would really help you, because I know it's not easy. I'm just here to make you think about it. Think about what time you enjoy in your day. Does it involve video games? What friendships do you have in real life and online? Where do you get your fulfillment from? Your activities or the video games? Just think about that, and it's up to you what your decision is. Right, it's just something to think about. Thanks for watching. Get involved.